people are fearful of the FDA having oversight. The FDA tends to be a thorn in so many industries' sides. It tends to move extremely, extremely slowly. By way of example, numerous years ago, the FDA had said it was going to develop a pathway for CBD from industrial hemp, for example. And here we are, almost 10 years later, maybe 8 years later, and they're still talking about CBD, whereas the CBD industry kind of rose and then fell. My point being is that the FDA moves extraordinarily slow, and ultimately oversight over these topics, particularly when we've seen the clamor for regulating marijuana like alcohol. Alcohol is regulated at the federal level, in effect by the TTB, which defers in large part to the states. There's a model there already. So I would urge any lobbying group that's spending any time in Washington, D.C. to steer this away from the FDA and its slow-moving processes. The FDA doesn't want this either, by the way. That's a fact. We know that from the inside. The states have had to step up and fill the void by and large. So we want to move this away from the FDA to the TTB. The FDA will require and apply the law very strictly, of course, as it's bound to do under the Food, Drug, and Cosmetic Act and under the ranking of schedules, which, as I alluded to earlier, does require a prescription or an order from a practitioner to get these compounds. It requires a DEA registration. It requires a number of other things that just are not practical or frankly useful for the existing state-based cannabis industry.